Hello everyone at UB. This will be a trade review video on my most recent Bitcoin long, official trade number 76 from the Haven. I could have sworn I already made a video on this, but I guess not. I was looking through my YouTube and clearly it wasn't there, but this already hit all of the take profits. This is not meant to be hindsight analysis or anything like that. This is just a way for me to verbally explain my thought process at the time of entering positions and my take profits and all of that stuff. I'm using the replay function here on TradingView, so you can essentially go back in time here and I could just walk you through step by step what I was thinking. This video is sponsored by Prime XBT. Prime XBT has over 50 assets that you can trade from. They have gold, silver, you can trade that against Bitcoin. Definitely check out the exchange. Click the link in the description. Use promo code CryptoUB for a 50% deposit bonus. Anyway, let's start with Bitcoin here. My initial entry was 17,380 to 17,320, but let's talk about this for a second here. So initially, I was not interested in a long here yet because we just saw the drop and it's pretty normal to get a spike down into support, grind back up, and then spike down again. Okay, so that's basically what I was waiting for, and I didn't want to rush this position. Also, something to note here is this was around here. I believe this was a holiday in the US, right, going into the weekend as well. So overall, it was going to be a very low volume time. So for me to actually enter into a position, it needed to be a clean setup because I was really just anticipating more chop and just absolute garbage price action. But anyway, let's see what we did here. Okay, so we swept the lows again. So this is a good opportunity to move higher. Essentially what I was waiting for was a reclaim of the range low here, which is about 17.3, which is just below where my entry was, or right around it. And as you can see, this was a significant level on the way up, right? We spiked up, spiked around here, and held the original swing low. So this is a really important area for me, and the swing high as well right here. This is a breakout point that led to the local top. Okay, so overall, this is a very important range, right? So let's continue here. And again, nothing in here is interesting to me yet. I just saw this as chop and nothing really actionable came from it. Sure, you know, this is all high time frame support, all of these green lines right here. So I could have long down here, obviously, but the hourly structure at the time didn't look very good. We did just sweep the lows, which looked promising, but overall, again, like, we didn't reclaim anywhere significant, so I was just on the sidelines waiting patient here. Again, let's remember what I said a few minutes ago about the low volume holiday in the US as well as the weekend. So overall, not the greatest time to enter fresh positions. It really had to be a very good setup. Here we go again. Couldn't reclaim the range low just yet. We head back to the lows. Okay, so now this is where things got interesting to me because we start putting in a series of higher lows on the hourly. So for me, now we're starting the bottom structure. Okay, so we have our low that was set here, or sorry, the low that was set here. Those lows were swept, so late longers were stopped out if they had a stop below here, which is a pretty valid stop loss, right? Immediately stopped out. Okay, got that liquidity. Now we had a failed breakdown here, unable to break the lows, and we're creating a series of higher lows. So now this has my attention, right? Because we are forming some kind of bottom structure on the hourly. Okay, series of higher lows. Now again, all we're waiting for at this point is a reclaim of the range lows, and here it is. This is all I needed to enter because of what I just said. Okay, series of higher lows, failed breakdown, reclaim the range low. That's our trigger. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I put the alert out exactly on this candle. Maybe it was the candle after, but I'm almost positive it was right here. And again, the entry was 17,380 to 17,320, and I purposely did 17,380 even though price wasn't there yet because, you know, this moves quickly and price has been moving quickly for a while, and I didn't want people to miss out on an entry. So the original entry again was like right here with a stop loss below 16,827. Okay. And my stop loss placement here is significant because this is the origin of the spring that reclaimed the range lows. Okay, and also it's a series of higher low, the second series of higher low. The second series of high or low doesn't necessarily matter. I'm not saying that for any specific reason, but I'm just mentioning it is the second series of high or lows. I know some people say, like, you can only have 3 touches of a diagonal before it's valid. I'm not saying second for that type of reason. Okay, so we have our second series of high or lows, reclaim the range low. Trade alert went out, and based on this, my first take profit, very simple, range high, which was 18,384. So I'm front running the range high a little bit, and that was just because this consolidation right here. So it took quite a few hours of consolidating before the range low, before putting in the local top. And because we consolidated and put in the local top, this should be a significant area of resistance. Okay, so something to keep in mind on this trade, though, is to watch out for the test of the equilibrium right here. So if we look left, right, so equilibrium is just 50% of the trading range, or half of the trading range. So I have my range low, range high, and I measure that and cut it in half, and that's our equilibrium. And you can see that the equilibrium in this range is a pretty significant area. Again, another range support and resistance flip, and a pretty key one at that, right? We had our swing high, which is also our breakout point. Okay, so we have to watch the reaction at the equilibrium very closely here, because we could still pop, but then put in a lower high right here and then start rolling over. So the reaction at the equilibrium was very important. Okay, and here we go, we got our pop towards the equilibrium, nice, looking good. But again, see, there's the rejection from the equilibrium. Nothing too significant yet to where I needed to close my position, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Consolidating a bit, nothing too crazy yet. So you may be asking, what would have spooked me out of this position if we kept getting rejected by the equilibrium? And probably if we fell back to my entry, I would have gotten not a little bit uncomfortable. I would have probably closed it at break even, because due to this spring and the reclaim and the series of higher lows, everything so far, we should not be retesting the entry whatsoever. Okay, so consolidating below the equilibrium, break above it, nice, everything's looking good. Look at that perfect retest of the equilibrium, just very, very clean price action. Consolidating above the equilibrium, no hourly closes below the equilibrium, everything's looking good. Take profit 1 hit, range high hit, perfect. Now take profit 2 was 18,737, right around there. And that was just because at the end of the day, this does look strong, but this is going to, all of this will be key resistance going forward. So I think it's pretty easy in the moment to adjust your take profits and become more emotionally invested in the trade than you should be. I mean, this example is probably perfect. I'm sure some people got a little bit emotional on this one and wanted to hold some of the position or whatever, but I think it's important to remember your original argument and why you're taking profit where you are. So again, I'm taking profit there because all of this area was a consolidation before the move up that led to the local high, that led to a pretty significant full pullback after sweeping those highs, right? So here we go, take profit 2 eventually hits a few hours later, pulled back there, nothing too significant, take profit 2, cool. And now we're moving up higher, but again, remember our original argument, it doesn't matter. This is a great trade, really great trade. I don't really care that it's moving up. We swept the highs here, we're flipping those highs into support, and overall, pretty great trade. I'm happy with it. I think that's everything I want to mention. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.